Okay, so what happens to Linda? She starts to get all these bookings. She starts to pull back, y'all. She starts to pull back. She's like, I can't do all these bookings. Oh my gosh. So when she goes to her next show, does she do all the actions that she was doing? So she starts to get less bookings because, you know, in her mind, she's really got everything she wants to do anyway. And here's what begins to happen. Now she's booking 3 weeks off, 4 weeks off, 6 weeks off, 2 months off, because she feels good about where she is. But remember when I said no matter how good you are, you have 25% cancellation? When it's booked past 3 weeks, that goes to 60%. So what happens in a few weeks is Linda's calendar begins to fall apart. She begins to have cancellations. She's not getting her 2 bookings like she was. Her attendance is lower. She can't figure out what's going on. 2 things changed. Linda and how far off she was booking. And then she begins to say things to herself like, I knew it. See, this doesn't work. I guess I'm not supposed to be doing this. It didn't work for me. And remember what I said about what we say and what we draw to ourselves. So here's where the big reason that you do shows comes in. And that is hiring. Hiring, ladies. This is why you really do shows. In the beginning, you think you're doing shows for the money. But actually, you're doing shows for the bookings and the recruiting. Because when Linda begins to build her calendar and she hires Susan, and how many bookings did she get at Susan's? Who got the bookings? Susan. So then she goes and she gets her bookings and she hires Beth. And she got 2 bookings from Beth. Who got the bookings? Beth. So what begins to happen here is 2 things. We're building Linda's team. She's working smarter instead of harder. She's going to be eligible for leadership bonus, which could be $300,000 a year. Okay? She's going to be eligible for that because she's recruiting, she's hiring. That's what's beginning to happen. And then the second thing that's happening is it's keeping her calendar at a really good level of managing, okay? Because she's not a one-woman show out here doing it all. I really believe this is the secret to your being able to not only book more, but to be able to book freely and feel great about it and not worry about that I really didn't want to do that many anyway. That's almost like going, well, I really don't want to make $1 million, but okay. Oh, this is crazy. So a lot of this is time management. It's you deciding what you want. And it's you realizing that really the main reason you're doing these shows is to get recruits. It is to hire other people. And isn't that the beauty of the business anyway? Is for somebody else to be able to do what you're doing. So I want you to think about this. When you are, the first thing you got to do is hire 2 people because that's going to get you 35% commission. And anybody in this room that's not at 35% yet, that's got to be your number 1 goal. You got to, start talking to people and say, listen, girl, I love doing Aloette. You need to do it. Because, y'all, people will do it for many, many different reasons. But immediately you need to find 2. So let's say that you're doing 2 shows a week with a $400 show average. You will be selling $3,200 a month. That is $1,120 a month. Okay? You can make $1,120 a month just doing 2 shows a week. Now think about the difference. What would be different in your life right now if you had extra $1,000? Is there anything that would be different for you? Think about that. Now, let's say you have you hire 5 people on your team. Y'all, and they just go do the same thing you're doing. Now, I want you to understand, some will, some won't. Some people will join just for a discount. They won't even do those 2 shows a week. Some people will join because they just want to sell it to their family. Some people will join and never do a thing. They put that kit in their bathroom and use it. Hey, we know this happens. You might hire 20 people, but as soon as you find those 5 that are going to line up with you and they're doing their 2 shows a week, you're going to be making $1,536 a month as a bonus, bringing your income to $2,656 a month. Now, would $2,600 sitting in the bank be anything for you? Would your life be different? Would some of the stresses you have be different? Are there things, because remember, if money can fix it, it's not a problem. There's always things that, we can always make more money, okay? So, that's with those women just doing 2 shows a week. Now, are you ready? Here's what I need you to think about. When those 5 women go and find 5 women that are going to do 2 shows a week, and they go out there and they do the same thing, and when you have 20 beauty consultants on your team just like you, they're doing 2 shows a week. Your bonus is $9,184 a month. That is basically $110,000 a year. Now, if you wrote on that paper $100,000 was your dream income, then what you're really saying is, I'm going to find 20 women that want to do 2 shows a week. That's all it is. The only question is, how fast can you find them? Because that's the secret. Not, oh, I think she's one. Oh, I think she's one. Y'all, that you don't. None of us know that. We just start sharing and hiring people and saying, oh, hey, we love this business. We love this company. We love this product. We want you to join us. Now, I got one more thing to tell you. When you have 4 breakaways, now this is when you're doing 2 shows a week, and you've got 20 people doing 2 shows a week, and then you have 4 people break off of you. They break away from you, and they become a manager too, a leader just like you. And they've got their teams doing those 2 shows a week. I want you to know that your income is $387,000 a year. This is when you're building a team. You got to get this. You got to dream big. You got to believe you can do this, because I'm telling you, this is totally, totally possible. This is why we do shows. So when you're wondering, why do we do shows? This is it. It's not about, and don't let one disappointment stop you from your dream. You can master these skills. There is nothing we do in Aloette that you cannot do. There is nothing you're going to see us train tonight that you cannot do. And listen, you might even say, I don't have it all together, but you can get it all together.